Good evening and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and on the day's biggest issue, the buck stops here. The Vote Chori campaign by the India bloc got a major booster shot today as the opposition's Vote Adhikar Yatra entered its 10th day in Bihar. But even as India partners ratchet up the pressure, the Election Commission isn't backing down either, putting the two sides almost eyeball to eyeball. But first, let's talk about Rahul Gandhi's Pan-Bihar Yatra. On its 10th day, the Congress MP reached Supal along with Tejasvi Yadav, where he got some additional firepower with the presence of his sister and Wayanad MP Priyanka Gandhi and Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will participate in the yatra for 2 days and offer prayers at the Janki Temple in Sitamarhi tomorrow. It's being seen as a significant outreach to the women vote in Bihar. Subsequently, other prominent opposition leaders like Akhilesh Yadav and K. Stalin will also make an appearance in this yatra. But the theme for all of them is common. Their focus areas may be different, but there is one overarching theme that the opposition is trying to take back the right to vote, which is purportedly being stolen from the people of India by the Election Commission together with the BJP. Now, both sides at this point are pretty much on two sides of the fence. While the Congress and RJD have branded the poll panel B team of the BJP and have accused it of opacity, the Election Commission has asked a simple question. Is this protest only for the sake of protesting? And if not, why hasn't the Congress actually engaged with the poll commission and participated in meetings that the EC has sought? Why has Rahul Gandhi refused to submit all of that proof on affidavit? And if the Election Commission is asking all political parties, all their BLAs, to submit their objections and claims, why is the Congress party conspicuous by its absence?
मेरे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस पे बीजेपी के एक नेता ने बयान नहीं दिया, मोदी जी ने एक शब्द नहीं बोला, अमित शाह ने एक शब्द नहीं बोला। जब चोर को पकड़ा जाता है, चोर बिल्कुल चुप हो जाता है। जब पुलिस वाले उससे पूछते हैं क्या किया, बिल्कुल चुप हो जाता है, कुछ बोलता नहीं हो, क्योंकि जानता है कि भैया पकड़ लिया, फंस गया।
ये लोग संविधान के प्रति इनकी लेस मात्र भी भरोसा नहीं है, इनके पास कोई जनाधार बचा नहीं है। बार बार हारने की हताशा से ये भारत की संवैधानिक व्यवस्था को तोड़ने में उन्माद है।
आजाद हिंदुस्तान में आजादी के बाद चुनाव आयोग के समक्ष और उनके सामने इतना बड़ा सवालिया निशान आज तक नहीं लगा था। छोटे मोटे आरोप लगते थे, लेकिन इतना गंभीर आरोप, जहां ओपेसिटी, गैर पारदर्शिता चुनाव आयोग का आभूषण बन के रह गई।
झूठ को सच नहीं बना सकते। राहुल गांधी वोट चोरी एक थेथरोलॉजी है, थेथरोलॉजी के सिवा कुछ नहीं है। आज तारीख हो गया 26 तारीख, आखिर क्यों नहीं एक वोट को भी दाखिल कर पाए? इससे साबित होता है ये झूठ को सच करना चाहते हैं, इसके सिवा कुछ नहीं।
Well, Rahul Gandhi has said that so far there have been absolutely no answers to all of the claims, all of the allegations that he has leveled. That's not entirely true, because the Election Commission, remember, 9 days ago had held a detailed press conference. Subsequently, many within the government have also spoken. But now the Election Commission has asked some very specific questions about how sincere is the opposition really. They have put out the following arguments. First, that the aim of the Election Commission is to weed out any mistakes that may exist. Shouldn't political parties be cooperating in that? Two, that parties who are protesting on the streets aren't engaging with the Election Commission when they are invited to do so. Why is that? Three, that over 99% of the electors, actually 99.11% of the electors in Bihar, have already submitted their documents with 1 week still left to go for claims and objections, which means that electors actually are participating in the entire process of revision, despite the politics and cynicism around it. And finally, that in the process so far, over 1 lakh electors have submitted objections, but less than a dozen actually only 10 BLAs or block level activists of political parties who essentially are representatives of political parties have actually stepped in to do that. So they are claiming there are hundreds and thousands of discrepancies, but representatives of these political parties haven't actually gone to the Election Commission with any of these problems. Why is that? Because of all of these issues that the Election Commission has raised, today the big questions on the day's biggest story are: the Election Commission is now saying they wish to engage with political parties and clear the air to clear the doubt about the special intensive revision. Why is the Congress refusing to meet? If everyone actually wants the right to vote to be protected, then isn't fixing the voter list the only way forward, or is eventually all of this protest only for the sake of protesting? Joining us today on the buck stops here, we have Abhishek Manu Singhi, Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party. We have Tuhin Sinha of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have Priyanka Bharti joining us from the RJD. And we have Mr. Mohammad Amin, who has seen the entire electoral process very, very closely because he has been an election commissioner himself. But Mr. Singhi, I want to first start with you. But before that, there is some data that I want you and the viewers to see. And this data is actually very simple. It comes from what the Election Commission has put out. They have said that over the last 6 months, we have invited all the political parties to come hold meetings. In the course of these meetings, which were held over 6 months at various levels, they have been held with the BLOs, with the electoral officers. There have been over 4,000 meetings. In fact, 4,719 meetings that have been held with 28,000 political representatives from across political parties. Now, what the EC did is that it extended invitations to the heads of 6 national parties, the Congress included. Eventually, the heads or the representatives of 5 of those national parties did meet with the Election Commission in May. The Congress Party, however, asked for a deferral and subsequently did not get back at all. Even 17 state party heads held meetings with the Election Commission in the period between July and August. The question then, Mr. Singhi, is there are many, many problems with the electoral rolls. Mr. Gandhi, various political parties have pointed it out during their vote Adhikar Yatra. Why didn't they actually meet with the Election Commission and convey all of these objections and their problems?
You know, Padmaja, I mean, I find this whole thing some kind of a Kafka story, very, very strange, unreal situation. Everybody is beating around the bush and nobody is coming to the real issue, starting with the Election Commission. The Election Commission has initiated a policy at the end of June. That is in court. In court, the Election Commission has taken a stand, a very clear stand. The first stand was we will not look at Aadhaar. Subsequently, after 3 orders, it is still doubtful if they are looking at Aadhaar. And we will look at 3 categories where you must produce one of the 11 documents, most of which all relate to citizenship. Your birth certificate, 1 parent in yours, or 2 parents in you. I'm summarizing only. Now, if that is the stand of the Election Commission, where is the question of meeting for what?
Because they're saying that you have evidence, you produce that evidence in a press conference. Instead, we asked you, come hold a meeting with us, give us all of those documents. Last week, Ganesh Kumar, the Chief Election Commissioner, said, please give us all of this evidence on affidavit. That deadline ran out day before yesterday as well.
No, allow me to complete. I was my mistake. I thought you were talking about Bihar. You are talking about the Karnataka material, right?
Yes, the overall allegations.
No, not overall. The two are different. My answer was, in a matter where everything is in the open on affidavits, Bihar, what is there to beat on? There are 3 court orders. You have to comply with the court orders. What is there to beat about? It is to delay and avoid. Now come to Karnataka. I think the most perverse and bizarre stand has been taken by the Election Commission. Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress waited for over 3 to 4 months to do research. They gave a dossier. The first reaction in any mature, developed economy, a democracy would be to say, look, we've got something from you. Give us a couple of weeks. We'll examine and we'll revert to you. The first reaction is the opposite. Shoot the messenger, ignore the message. Please give an affidavit. Second, there is no verification till now. You are beating around the bush. Why didn't you meet us? Why didn't you give an affidavit? I have nothing more to say than what I gave in the material with you. Where is the question? It is for you to either say it is on the face of it perverse, false, frivolous, vexatious. It says on the first page or the fifth page that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. We don't need to go ahead. Or it is to say that at page X, Y, and Z, your calculations are wrong, your assumptions are wrong. Not a word is said for the last 2 months or 1 month. The argument is you are not meeting. You are against the most belligerent press conference, the most aggressive press conference. Shoot the messenger, don't allow the message to come, and keep beating around the bush. So those are the two separate answers.
Okay.
As far as the Bihar is concerned, the third order, which I appeared in hardly a couple of weeks ago, requires you to look at all this. The answer comes that, look, we've got 1.98 crore or some such figure of forms. Is that relevant?
Yes,
Does
because
the
they are
EC
saying
tell
that the
you
people are
that
engaging with the election commission even when the Congress
Not at all,
party is not.
Padmaja. Not at all, Padmaja. Not at all. They tell you that those 1.98 or 2 crore forms which they have, what documentation is there? The first month was spent in asking people merely to file forms without any documentation. Without any documentation, please understand. That is the number they are quoting.
No,
Subsequent
no.
to
Now
that,
they're saying 99.11% of the
Correct.
documents have also come in.
Complete. Allow me to complete. Have they told you that the 99% who have given documents, what are the 99 of those 99%? Which are those documents? Let them tell you. What they should be telling you is that the Election Commission was right because 99% of the people who have responded have attached birth certificates. Are they telling you that? No. I can wager a bet that 99% or whoever has filed documents would be either Aadhaar or Epic card or voter, which is all that we are asking for, or ration card. But their regime was, give me documentation of one of the 11 kinds, 90% of that is only citizenship proof. So whole issue is being fudged.
Okay.
Complete issue. Let me tell you today, let anybody on the panel tell you, I'm not engaging with the panel, whether there is any statement by the EC that the 2 crore odd people who have responded have given what we asked for, and therefore the Congress party and the entire country saying have Aadhaar, have Epic is all nonsense.
But Mr. Singhvi, the Election Commission is not the only one questioning the intent of all of these protests. Even in its last hearing, the Supreme Court, when it was hearing the pleas against the SIR, had said, and I quote, there are 1,60,813 booth-level agents of various political parties, and yet so far only 2 objections have been filed by them. Each one of these BLAs should go and register any objections or claims that they have with the Election Commission. This is what the Supreme Court had also said. All they are saying is you are protesting, you say there are problems, you are highlighting those problems on the streets, but you are not actually going the last mile and fixing those problems or even registering your problems with the EC.
You have quoted an observation of the Supreme Court.
Correct.
And not mentioned the reply which I myself gave to that query. I said there is no problem in the BLAs being activated. But I said equally, this is not the issue today. And the Supreme Court accepted it. I said the issue is that BLAs will remain facilitators. So let me explain to you. You have to understand this. Suppose there are 100 people who feel disenfranchised or unable or disabled. The BLAs will go and help them to collect the documents. The issue is not that at all as far as the final order is concerned. The issue is whether the documentation which the BLAs will assist the people to collect is going to be Aadhaar and Epic, or is it going to be a birth certificate? That's the issue. Now for that, the court repeated a 4th time or a third time in the order and orally, or Aadhaar or Epic card, or rather or Aadhaar, not Epic card, or Aadhaar. This or Aadhaar is not agreed to by the EC from June till now. The crux of the issue is that maybe a large part of the grievance goes away if out of the 5 crore people who are post 2003, you allow them to produce Aadhaar cards. We believe the coverage of Aadhaar in Bihar is over 70 to 80%. But the EC has never come forth and telling you this. They are telling you a fudging whataboutery that 1, 2 crore have filed forms. 2, what are those documents attached? We don't know. 3, why don't you meet the BLAs and why do the BLAs meet the Election Commission? 4, why does not Rahul Gandhi meet the Election Commission? None of this applies to the heart of the Bihar problem, which is will you accept a Aadhaar card or will you remove 4 crore voters, of which 2 crores may not have a certificate of citizenship proof. That's the real issue.
All right, Mr. Singhi, thank you very much. Is this entire argument of the Election Commission about engaging with the political parties mere obfuscation of the real issue at hand? Let's take it to a larger panel. Thanks very much, Mr. Singhi. And let me take that first to Tuhin Sinha, in fact. Tuhin Sinha, Mr. Singhi says very clearly, we don't want to meet anyone because there is actually no point. The real issue is the entire process is fudged in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, you can keep dancing around the issue and say that, listen, you should meet us, Rahul Gandhi should meet us, BLA should meet us. Meet and do what? A newspaper report said you're not even listening to the BLAs. The Election Commission is not even taking the problems of the BLAs on record.
Well, good evening, Padmaja. Good evening, everybody. Good to be on your show. You know, the very premise of vote chori is a myth. Vote chori is a hallucination. I have some data going back to 1989 Lok Sabha elections. In 1989 Lok Sabha elections, Congress party got 39.53% vote. Now they've got 41%. And in between, of course, in 2014, when UPA was in power, Congress had slipped to 23%. So actually, over the last 10 years, Congress vote share has gone up by 80%. Is that vote chori? You know, the Election Commission has been extremely kind to Rahul Gandhi.
I mean, one can argue maybe they would have gone up by 600% because of the surge in popularity.
Rahul Gandhi can live in an illusory world. First of all, you know, if you understand Bihar is a land of sanskar. Bihar is a land of culture. You know, over here, even people younger to you are called, addressed in a very respectful manner with aap. So over here, when you use words like chori so frivolously, Rahul Gandhi's condition will be the same in Bihar, which was at the national level in 2019 when we won 303 seats. So first of all, he should be a little careful about his language. He has not been able to prove the chori allegation.
Okay.
And there are obviously anomalies which we also agree. And that is why we are supporting SIR, which he has tried desperately to stall over the last 2 months, but he has not succeeded. On the contrary, the Supreme Court has upheld the constitutional validity of SIR. And in the last hearing, the Supreme Court has very pointedly asked the Congress party about the dubious role of BLAs.
Okay.
I'm saying BLAs, the dubious role of BLAs because we have seen how BLAs of Congress party have been misused to concoct a false narrative and drag in poor villagers like Minta Devi, like Ranju Devi, Aman Kumar, all of whom have been misrepresented by the Congress party. So this is how they are, manufacturing anarchy.
Okay, you're manufacturing...
Congress, just 10 seconds. Congress party has been non-existent in Bihar from 1989. It's basically struggling to, extract the maximum number of seats from its partner RJD. They have no other agenda.
All right, Adil Singh Boparai, why just insist on insinuations and allegations? Put it on record. The BLAs that we are speaking about, just to make it clear to the viewer, these are block level, booth level activists. And like Mr. Singhi also explained, they help the voter in the entire process of this revision. Now, how many BLAs does each individual party have? Bharatiya Janata Party in Bihar has 53,338 BLAs. The Indian National Congress has 17,549. The RJD has 47,506 BLAs, almost as many as the BJP, whereas the CPIML has 1,496. Why do I mention the CPIML? Because Adil Singh Boparai, you would be surprised that the only 10 objections that have been put out by a political party are by the CPIML. They have at least decided to go ahead and said, this is the problem, fix it, with only 1,496 BLAs. Why can't you or the RJD do it as well?
Well, Padmaja, there is a fundamental problem in which this debate has been framed. It is not about the Congress party. It is about the sanctity of the right to vote. It is about democracy in this country. Reducing it to us versus them is a huge disservice to this democracy. Point number one. Point number two, again, a fundamental fallacy, unfortunately, is being peddled. The responsibility under the laws on preparation and revision of the electoral rolls is on the Election Commission of India.
Correct. But if you are alleging that there is a problem, it's your responsibility to furnish proof.
Number 3, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in a detailed conference, as a matter of empirical illustration from Mahadevpura in Karnataka, demonstrated from the ECI electoral records that there were 40,000 voters registered at house number 0, 00.
And there was a reason given for
number
that.
1.
These are bulk numbers. That was explained in detail. And since there is this whole myth of Mahadevpura about how there was a sudden and surprising increase in Bharatiya Janata Party votes, and which is why they won the Lok Sabha seat of Bangalore Central, let me actually give you data from 2023 Karnataka Assembly elections. Do you know that this same Mahadevpura seat was won by the BJP with a thumping margin of 44,501 votes. So it's not as if there is a sudden jump in the BJP's vote or vote share in Mahadevpura. They won it in the assembly elections, and then also people gave them votes in the Lok Sabha elections in this particular assembly constituency.
Unfortunately, your response is longer than my answer. And I thought I'm the panelist on your program.
Because I had to be more factual and I had to give you data.
So would you allow me to complete, or if you want to carry out a presentation, you're most welcome to do so. I'll keep mum, I have no problem.
No, but Adil Singh Boparai, here's the thing. We can have a rhetorical debate about the right to vote being taken away, or we can have a factual debate. You said it should not be framed as a us versus them debate. The point is that when you have Mr. Rahul Gandhi saying, we are going to come for the election commission, even if they are retired, we are going to come for you because you're B team of BJP, it has been clearly framed as an us versus them debate. I didn't do it.
Anything else? You want to say anything else? Now, can I get 60 seconds of uninterrupted?
Yes, please go on.
Thank you so much. Number 3, Mr. Rahul Gandhi from the ECI electoral record has demonstrated not just bogus house addresses, but he has also demonstrated that at one address, which is an 8x8 room, there are 40 to 60 voters which have been registered.
Okay.
There is no answer from the election
There
commission.
are answers. See, this is the problem. Adil Singh Boparai, we can answer each factual point, or we can keep repeating the same thing over and over again. You said your premise for the whole argument was that Mahadevpura was fixed by the BJP in 2024 Lok Sabha election. I proved to you with data that there was absolutely no swing for the BJP between the assembly results and the Lok Sabha results in this particular assembly constituency. My basic point is this. All of this that you are saying on a TV debate, why don't you simply go and represent this before the Election Commission? Have a meeting. Here is what the Election Commission has said about the meetings that they have sought. It says here, the party requested deferral. The invite was extended to President of Congress for 15th of May 2025. The party requested deferral and did not reply to subsequent communications from ECI for rescheduling. We can debate it on TV, or you can have a reasonable discussion with the EC in person. Why not?
The problem is, Padmaja, I wasn't going to say this, but you're conducting this debate in an extremely biased manner.
No, I'm conducting it in a purely factual manner.
Continuously interrupting me, and if you interrupt me once again, I will leave your program and go. If you
Adil Singh Boparai, we can either have a factual debate, or
you
we
must
can
let me
go
complete,
on rhetoric.
and then you can give your spiel after that. Let me complete. And then you can give your response after that. If you continuously interrupt me at every 20 seconds...
Okay, go on. You have your 1 minute 30 seconds. Go on.
I think you're doing a better job than Mr. Sinha, but be that as it may. Number 3, what is the Congress party's demand? And I don't think this warrants a smirk by anybody. The Congress party's demand is that
I also think the personal comment was unwarranted, and that's what the smile was for, but please go on.
Now, can I please complete, Padmaja?
Yes, sure.
What is the Congress party's demand, and why is the BJP, their ecosystem, their de jure and de facto spokespersons up in arms? We are saying, please give us digital, readable, electoral data. Why is the Election Commission of India continuously obfuscating that demand? Number 4, when it comes to Bihar, because much has been said about Bihar, let me remind your viewers that it was the Election Commission of India coupled with the BJP, coupled with their allies in the media, who were continuously objecting to Aadhaar being used as one of the verification documents. Finally, it had to come from the Supreme Court of India that please accept the Aadhaar as a verifiable document. Number 5, the BJP and their allies cannot make a virtue out of necessity, because I was present in court that day. The ECII's counsel was opposed to and resisting the petitioner's demand for publicizing the list of 65 lakh persons whose names have been deleted. And we are extremely grateful to the Supreme Court of India, which said that no, you have to give adequate publicity to all those persons whose names have been deleted, so they have a right to legal redress. So therefore, the BJP, their allies, and their B team in the media has been continuously opposed to any kind of transparency. This is our problem.
Okay. Now,
what is happening?
Now, you've made your extended point. Now, you still haven't answered my basic question. Mr. Boparai, can we actually have, like I said, a focused debate? You still haven't answered my fundamental question, which was only all of these things that you have said to me or to the BJP or its allies or its B team in the media, you can go and tell the Election Commission. Why aren't you doing that?
Because the Election Commission of India and the BJP, and unfortunately vicariously their ecosystem, is party to fabrication of electoral records. It is party to fabrication of electoral rolls.
Okay.
That is why the Congress Party's consistent position has
All
been...
right, so that was a pretty straightforward and honest answer. Mohammed Amin, there is a fundamental...
I don't need you to judge whether it is honest or not honest. Please
Okay, there's a fundamental breakdown of trust. How can you trust somebody when they are already in cahoots with the BJP? Why should anyone go and meet with the Election Commission when there is no trust between the two?
Padmaja ji, everybody knows, the parties also knows, and country also knows about the Election Commission. Election Commission is the only constitutional body to hold the election in the country for the parliament and for the assemblies. But always asking by the Election Commission that if have they any objection, they can come and meet the Election Commission. They have any submit any applications or any grievances, they can submit to the Election Commission. But they never turn up to meet the Election Commission. But how then can possible, if they are having any problem in medically, they can go to the doctors only, and only doctors have the solution for that. So the constitutional body is the Election Commission of India, and Election Commission of India is holding the all process regarding the revision of the list.
No, but Mr. Boparai just said that the EC is involved in fudging the electoral rolls.
No. Actually, Rahul Gandhi, LOP, has the objection in case of the Maharashtra. He has blamed to the Election Commission officials that they have included lot of the lakhs of the voters in the BJP in the voter list, and they have deleted opposition parties and Congress voters list from the Maharashtra. It's fair. Election Commission never does any partiality for anyone. Padmaja ji. And never any cooperation given by the even Bihar elections, Bihar SIR, they have not given any cooperation. Like we have the 32,000 approximate BLOs in the Bihar for SIR, and 4 lakh paid volunteers are for the assisting for the election process of the voter list. And the BLAs are also there for all parties are allowed, but they are not going to assist them. They are going to meet the press. They are always having the rallies, and the opposition never cooperate with the election commission.
So there has been no cooperation, Priyanka Bharti. Allegations, but no cooperation.
Pardon?
Padmaja ji, first of all, when ex-chief, when Mohammed Amin says that the patient should visit the doctor, I must say that if the doctor is conspiring with the Yamraj of Loktantra, will we go to that doctor? I mean to say is, we have also filed many claims, but I'll show you the proof. In fact, our BLAs have claimed whatever allegations they had and submitted the file. But see, these pictures, these affidavits, these are not being shown on the ECI's press release or any sort of board or system. So how can we trust the Election Commission of India as if it's working for as Election Commission of BJP, not of India? And why we have concerns is, as Mr. Singhi rightly pointed out, the system is becoming very Kafkaesque. The whole Indian process is systematically becoming Kafkaesque. I'll just name a story. It was called For Them Gazettes, that is before the law. So there are many doors behind doors behind more doors. So whatever is in the paper, that doesn't automatically come on the ground.
So you're saying there's going to be absolutely no collaboration, cooperation between the two.
I'll just show you a picture.
How will you hold elections in Bihar? It is the Election Commission which will hold elections in Bihar.
They want any justice.
Just look at this picture. Just look at this picture. Can you see this house? Can you see this house? This is a house in Vinodpur, Katihar, Purnia division, and it's locked since 20 years. But Election Commission of India has shown that 200 people are living there, and it's not a single house. There are many as such in Katihar. House number 82, booth number 222, 197 residents.
But again, that is something that has been very specifically addressed by the EC as the allocation of block numbers. It is done in Maharashtra. It is done in every single state. It is done in every cluster.
No, just tell me. Just explain it to me. Whole India wants to know this.
000.
Whole India wants to know this. No, Padmajaji, just listen. Whole India wants to know if a house is locked since 20 years, how can 200 people be living in that house?
Mr. Amin.
That's a very specific question.
Mr. Amin, you're basically the Yamraj of democracy. How can they trust you? It all boils down to that.
No,
and this house
I'm not
example.
calling Yamraj or democracy ECI. I am calling Yamraj BJP.
Okay, Yamraj is BJP and EC is sitting with them. Mr. Amin.
If they have any problem with the BLOs, they can complain to the ERO, AERO or the CEO. But they are not doing anything. They are not supporting to Election Commission staff, even they are not doing anything. Like, just example, I can give it to you.
They are not accepting
Parliament
our
House,
claims and filed and submitted. How can they even talk about it?
To meet the commission. And Padmaja, and I think Mr. Singhi is also coming.
Not listening to us.
Only 25 people can meet.
Look at this.
Our small room. There is always you have the press conferences there, and only maximum we can accommodate 30% in the training center hall. But they have not turned up. 30 MPs. They want to 300. I am going to tell you. The whole election commission, from peon to chief election commissioner, we have the 300%. They are sitting in that building.
Commission is acting in a very inhumane way. They are even not considering the pains of BLOs because BLOs are also saying we cannot accept Aadhaar card as a verifiable document unless we get written instructions from the ECI. The ECI till now has not provided us with such written instructions. Why not?
From the election commission.
Why
Commission
not?
not come to your house.
Then there is a fundamental issue. Adil Singh Boparai, how will the Bihar elections or any subsequent election ever be conducted? There cannot be another agency which does it. If you are saying we simply have no trust in the Election Commission, how do you propose that the Bihar elections be conducted?
Supreme Court.
They don't have trust in the election.
That's why we are going to the Supreme Court, and ECI
But
does
Priyanka
not
Bharti, the Supreme Court cannot conduct the elections. Every single polling officer, the entire electoral process will ultimately be done under the supervision and guidance of the Election Commission.
Padmajaji, Election Commission itself is not trusting itself. They said in Supreme Court, please repose some trust in us. It was Dwivedi ji telling the Supreme Court.
Adil Singh Boparai, and then
Supreme Court is also not
Adil Singh Boparai. Are you suggesting there should be a court-monitored election henceforth in this country?
Padmaja, the problem is attributable to the Election Commission of India, and I'll give you a variety of reasons. I have never seen in the history of this country, and I've been a student of politics, where the Election Commission of India accuses the opposition party of misleading. We have given you data. You have to address that data. You have to address the problems. I don't think the Election Commission of India is also saying that, well, everything is hunky-dory. They are acknowledging that there are problems. If there are problems, and Mr. O.P. Rawat on your program has come on record to say that the onus lies on the Election Commission of India to allay concerns and to rectify their system.
Correct. And which is why it's a vicious circle. They are saying, yes, there is a problem. You are saying, yes, there is a problem. Then they are saying, tell us what the problem is. You're saying, we won't talk to you because we have zero trust in you. How will this problem be fixed?
I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question in a constructive manner.
Okay.
So therefore, what does logic warrant? So logic demands and probity and transparency demands that the Chief Election Commissioner should set his own house in order. There is a need for an in-house inquiry. Instead of an inquiry into very serious allegations by a constitutional post holder, the Election Commission of India behaves like Mr. Tuhin Sinha's party and starts
Tuhin Sinha, if the EC did not get its back up and 1 month ago or 2 weeks ago had ordered an inquiry, we would be well on our way to a smooth election in Bihar.
Not only does the Congress party not trust the Election Commission, it seems they also do not trust the Supreme Court. It also seems they don't trust the media, because I'm frankly quite amused at the snide remarks the Congress spokesperson has been making at you. But anyway, the point is, after last week, Sanjay Kumar of CDS categorically apologized for the fallacious data on which Rahul Gandhi has based the entire premise of his vote chori argument. If Rahul Gandhi had an iota of ethics left in him, he should have apologized to the country and gone back. He should have withdrawn his movement. But these people are doing it for ulterior motives. On your show today, the Congress person is once again raking up the issue of house number 0, when it has been clearly explained by the Election Commission. Of course, those who have spent their lives in Lutyens' bungalows will not understand the pain of people who live in 0 house numbers. So I think, there is a limit to the way Congress party is misleading the country, and every time they've done that, from 2018, whether it was Chaukidar Chor hai, or whether it was Samvidhan Khatre mein hai, you've seen the result of Samvidhan Khatre mein, how they were defeated in Maharashtra and Haryana. This time also the people of Bihar are going to punish them.
Only 10 seconds,
and it's about time, today obviously Rahul Gandhi is...
Can I get 10 seconds?
Only 10 seconds, Priyanka Bharti for a rebuttal. 10 seconds.
Tuhin Sinha quoted the data of Nasik, of Sanjay Kumar, and Rahul Gandhi used the data of ECI. Don't you have clarity about it? Rahul Gandhi did not use the data of Sanjay. He used the data of ECI. So you are again questioning the ECI as we did. Thank you.
Can I get 10 seconds, please?
Okay, we are out of time. 10 more seconds, Adil Singh Boparai. Final word on this. By the way, as far as Sanjay Kumar and that Nashik data and what Rahul Gandhi had quoted from Mahadevpura, there have been plenty of problems found in the Mahadevpura data as well, including people whose names he had shown during the press conference, who have stepped up and said, we did not vote 4 times. There were only 4 times we were registered, and we have asked for the cancellation of our other voter IDs.
We can also quote the Malegaon data, but we don't. We take it in stride.
But here's the thing. There are multiple complaints. Until each one of them is highlighted with the Election Commission and fixed, we are going to go on interminably in this fashion.
Where is my 10 seconds? Can I get 10 seconds?
10 seconds. Please? Yes, Adil. 10 seconds.
Grateful. As far as Mr. Gandhi is concerned, we had nothing to do with the CSDS data.
Which I've explained.
It was our own research in Mahadevpura, number 1. Number 2, Padmaja, a food for thought for you. According to the ECI, 40,000 people have been registered at house number 0. Mahadevpura has an electorate size of 6 lakh people. So are you trying to say that almost 8% of Mahadevpura is homeless? Or are you trying to say that 8% of Mahadevpura is living at house number 0?
Actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because we will give data-based explanation for that as well. All of this, like I said, can be addressed, can be explained, and can be fixed if only people engage instead of constant finger pointing. For the time being, though, on this issue, the buck stops here. Thanks very much, all gentlemen and Priyanka Bharti. It's amply clear now that the Congress in particular and the opposition in general has decided to make SIR and vote chori the center of their election and political campaign. But when making such allegations, it is imperative that hard, incontrovertible evidence is produced. What has happened instead is that simple errors in voter rolls have been passed off as manipulation, multiple allegations have been flung about, and what's been most embarrassing is that when some people have been paraded to tell outright lies that their names have been struck off voter rolls, and when the truth emerges, imagine how hollow this campaign sounds. Everyone wants voter rolls to be error-free, and rightly so. But for that, parties need to collaborate with the EC, provide proof, get their ground workers to insist that their voters are included. Because the opposition and election commission simply cannot afford to become enemies. Tomorrow, the party in power may change at the center, but the institution of the EC will always stay there. It will always be conducting the elections.